All right, so to kick off the test officially, tree balance changed. The starting health is double last week, and then the fallen health is triple. So they should be a little more meaningful this time. Hey, Aj, are you in yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay. I was gonna say an ET bot was exhibiting the behavior I was talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it
Oh, okay.
the other day.
Okay.
I know it's broken. I just haven't touched it.
Okay. All good.
Oh, by the way, Matt,
Yeah.
Jedi Knight Jedi Academy is on sale on Steam. Like the whole Star Wars of that era.
Oh, sweet.
Dark Forces, Mysteries of the Sith, Jedi Knight.
You know, I never played Dark
Outcast.
Forces.
I picked them all up for like $10.
Dude, I'm gonna have to do that too. I would love to play through some of those again.
Yeah, I mean, I say that because we could throw down on some JK, see if there's things that have been forgotten that should be taken into account.
Perhaps unforgotten. Why does it have a timer now? That's weird. You're really quiet, Lawrence.
Is that better?
Yep.
I could add in a little more bush rustle as it hits the ground.
Yes, like the branches rustling as they get crunched.
Branches, leaves a little bit, and then followed by a big crunch and thud.
Always more bush.
A bunch of it's already there. I just got to edit the sound cues and just add more things to it.
Damn it, you got that right when I was trying to capture down that path.
Yes, I saw you coming. Hey, Average, how's it going? Or should I say Average XD? I agree. Sorry, I just pulled up chat. I didn't see anything before Average XD saying, hey, how's it going? And I just saw Tree Health feels better. Name, good to see you back. I'm very curious of your feedback on we're calling it the functional color UI pass, where it's team relative. Where no matter what team you're on, you're blue and the enemy's red as far as like UI elements go.
You know, I'm impressed that Left 4 Dead 2 is still getting updates. I just got one.
That's pretty crazy.
Like, why? How? What could you possibly have left to update anymore? It was like 42 megabytes? Like, that's not...
What'd they change? Was it like bug fixes or like actual stuff?
I'm gonna go to the change log in a second.
I crashed trying to join.
Are you on testing branch or normal?
Testing.
Damn. I need someone to crash on normal to see if they get the crash reporter. We should make a button that crashes you for testing that.
Yeah, I think there's a keyboard, a command you can add to it, but I haven't done it.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, voice on the internet.
They're not...
Is that a
anything.
certain girl of the Slays variety?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Wait, is that girl? That girl slays.
Yes. Just working on this tree. Cutting it down. That's already been on the ground. Extra help.
You know,
I
we've
thought you were working on the project, and I was like, oh, what's this tree
Well,
for?
it kind of was.
one of our lead developers, Ajani, when we were designing the trees, he said the same thing, average XD. He said, I'm just going to say average, it's easier for me. He mentioned, he's like, hey, we should have them fall and like create shortcuts. Which is a great idea.
Thornbody,
It's a bot.
person. Spot. Alright, he's stuck with the scroll on the other side.
Yeah, let's murk that ass.
What?
It seems like all they did is add another mode to the game.
I just blocked.
And
I
a bunch
swear.
of bug fixes and exploit fixes. Some UI improvements.
Got it. Who's a loser is you. Someone made a play of your username, Connor.
Oh, nice. What do they call it?
A loser is you. Instead of a winrar. Well played, someone.
Yeah, but only mine has an actual program inside of it.
By the way, would you like to purchase WinRAR?
Never since like 1990.
Just get 7-zip, bro.
Oh damn, the double middle lane block, my favorite one on this map. Oh yeah, average, I never finished answering your question. So, right now, I'm using it, like, there's a way in Unreal to do, basically, to like put a cinematic on a single object. They're called actor sequences. Like, any object you place in the world is called an actor. And it's like animated to fall 90 degrees. So I could
What?
potentially...
Why is it not?
Because your scroll's not at base.
Oh. Wait, what? Oh, that seems...
Yeah, you gotta get it back from me and score.
So, question. Were the trees already knocked down in this as I came in?
Yes, some of them.
So, upon join, all of their audio plays, like, sequentially. So, as soon as I joined the server, I just heard, like, the trees falling.
Okay. I don't think I can necessarily
Yeah, I don't think that's really
fix that.
I feel like that'd be hard to accomplish.
Yeah, fixing that's actually kind of hard.
Late join, they just have to go to their state and it's gonna play the audio. So
Did we do that on purpose, where it's not first to 3, but it's first to 3 only if you have the scroll in your own camp?
Yeah. It's been that way since we got rid of the neutrals. Actually, no, there was a point where you could score.
We changed it after we went through kind of a discussion and revision about CTF. It was one of the things we did talk about.
Yeah, it was an intent decision.
So couldn't you just create a stalemate by having a 2v2 and the other teams just run around with like the scroll?
Yeah, we went over this a bit, and you do have to kill the other. As soon as you kill the other person, then you win. Or like basically, as soon as the scroll gets dropped, if you're in overtime, then the game is over. You don't have to bring it back.
Okay, and we have all the messaging for that? That's a lot of messaging. That doesn't seem very intuitive to the gameplay style.
Yeah, if it's something you want to discuss during another meeting, we could totally go over it.
Yeah, I think the main reason was when we were testing, everyone was just scroll running, and there was literally zero combat, like every single match for like 2 or 3 tests, because you would just run and score, and then the other team would run and score, and you never fought. So this forced you to have to go get the scroll back and have those combat encounters. I believe that was the primary rationale.
Yeah, it was one of the things to, yeah, just like you said, to keep you from just running back and forth.
But you're not wrong that it is there is stalemate potential. But it also causes like, hey, you need to talk to your team and coordinate or retrieve. Like, yo, I got it, go get it back.
You're just gonna need to sit down and work on the messaging then, because I absolutely had no idea that was the case, and there was nothing that led me to believe that that should be what I need to do in order to win the game.
Yeah, but cannot think of a very easy way to message that either, other than looking to see if the other scroll's in home state.
I mean, it's if you're in the home base and it doesn't drop the scroll, then it should say you have to kill the other. Or each attempt that you make to return it, it should just pop up the message you have to return. You have to retrieve your skull or whatever.
Yeah, whoever you guys want to tackle, I'm just saying that like I played it, I didn't realize that was done, and I had zero clue that that was the request. Like there was just nothing intuitive about it.
ooh.
Nice, Lawrence, I saw that move. Oh yeah, they don't. We need to get theirs back. Somehow my HUD got bugged where it says home for both scrolls, but I know that's not the case after I died.
By the way, I like that there's no outline on your own character.
Is that around your own character?
Yeah,
I don't think there ever was.
there wasn't?
I think with some other changes that I'm not saying anything about because I want to ask for feedback about it later. I think it's more obvious. I think the outlines stand out more now because there's more gestalt property, which is like when similar colors and elements are like grouped together. There's like a cohesion.
I also like it when I turn off the nameplates and I'm just able to see the colors. Damn, the tree fell on me and killed me.
Kill lion.
I killed someone.
Oh, you have nameplates off, Connor?
Yeah.
Did you play with them on?
Yeah, I was too busy when they were on for me, like with all the names and like the red and
The
blue
the
circles
the
everywhere.
symbols are a little bit bigger than previously. They probably I agree with you that they should go back to what size they were, or even just a non-symbol like smaller little blip, or no blip, because I don't know if you even need that
Honestly, I kind of
anymore.
like how they are now.
But I don't know.
I
Like
play with
big and,
nameplates off, but I think like the colors work really well because with nameplates off, I can easily tell. Okay.
So now that you've had a match and a half with the color changes, what are your thoughts? Like, have you looked at scoreboard and stuff too?
Color changes I think work nice. There's a couple things I think we might want to look at with dynamic, like the HUD, like with as playing these last two matches with the go and retrieve. Sorry. I'm trying to decide. I'm just thinking through. Might need to like. Do we need to show? Yeah, I guess we need to show retrieve because I have to retrieve.
Yeah, I think we might be able to find better word choices for some of that stuff too.
Well, I guess when I played the last one, because it's been a while since I played through with the new rules. My assumption was that it was more like regular CTF, where I just had to worry about actually getting mine and getting it back. And if you did that, it would be one less thing you actually have to worry about showing on the screen, potentially. I don't know. Another thing I was thinking about though was instead of having the icon float over like retrieve, you know how you have that effect on some of the items in the game where you have like the light bar that goes through the entire level?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What if the person that was carrying like the scroll had that colored light bar around them that's shown instead of having like a big floating icon?
Like the objective beam?
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah, like
would that be obvious enough though?
well, I'm thinking, what if the beam was like the color of the objective, right? So if it's like a red beam, that's your guy running around. If it's a blue beam, that's the...
But then that would be a red guy running around on a blue side, so that would kind of confuse newer people, I would think.
That could be true. That's very true. I was just wondering if there... I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can like remove the icons off the map floating around,
Yeah.
right? In the areas.
I agree with you. They do take up a lot of screen space and they kind of pop a lot. It would be nice to have one of those, edge pieces that can tell you which direction to turn. But I think the most useful part is that it doesn't matter if someone is behind like a tree or a hill or something like that. You can still tell where you need to go. So that would be one thing to consider. But if we can have a smaller scroll icon, that would
I think what needs to happen is they don't scale at all based on how far you are from the thing. Like when you're really far, like they should scale down like almost like a world distance check that scales the screen space size. Like they never actually change size.
I mean, let's try the smaller ones first. I'm also thinking like the way that you have the messaging set up though, you have all the iconography and then other stuff. So like any way that we can cut down on iconography, because it's all about cognitive load and I gotta remember what all the different icons mean, and it can be a little confusing when you have the same icon in two different colors. Trying to remember, it's like when you write blue in the color red and you have to remember that you should say blue but it looks red.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say thank you for the back button on the team select.
Oh yeah, that was your suggestion? Someone asked for a back button on that.
Yeah, because before you have to actually just select the same team that you're already on.
No, that was me.
We could.
Brought it up at some point too,
we could.
Oh, maybe. I've never brought it up a couple times where I was like, why don't we have what's like the only screen we don't have a back button on?
We could do a different color outline, but I couldn't change the outline to draw through the wall, I don't think. There's a way I could add it.
One thing I would like to do though, Matt, if you're gonna keep both those scrolls, is I would honestly put like on the top of the hood.
Yep.
I would just put the scrolls side by side and the titles underneath them. It bothers me that they're vertically stacked.
Oh yeah, they would look better side by side with the state under them. Like this icon has like the header, so to speak.
Just icon and title below it.
Yep.
It'll clean it up a little bit.
Thank God Unreal makes that super, super easy.
Oh, that's cool.
So one of the, because like you have horizontal grids and vertical grids, and I just turned the horizontal into vertical, and it's done basically. So the one of the, I don't know if you saw the change last week. Both bases have 3 paths into them now.
I did. I saw that, and it may actually. I wonder if that's something for your combat solution for this game mode. Is if you just keep working on the bases and make them like harder to get into, easier to defend. I don't know.
Because the problem with this mode was there was only one bottleneck into both bases, and one of them was more bottlenecky than the other. So the design choice was to do 3 entry points, which, you know, it has its benefits for both sides for different reasons depending on how you play. Like I went in one side, grabbed the scroll, went out the other, and skipped the middle path, and I felt like that was like a smooth path that wasn't as well defended, but it's way longer. So it was like, it was kind of nice.
It also keeps us out of that. I find with the side paths, it's a lot easier to get around and never go into that middle section, which feels like there's a bit more variety and to the map, because I was basically never using these side paths before, so.
Well, I don't know. The non-combat thing is much in this mode. It's interesting to me because
since we've had fuller matches, it seemed like this is like it's. I think it's, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 on 7 humans right now, and there's a lot of combat in the middle, and then people are kind of like flag running, and maybe like 1 or 2 are staying back in. Like it's kind of aligning in a nice way. It's kind of like you got 2 at the bases, and then like 4 in the middle. It's kind of working out. We did stalemate for quite a while at the beginning.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's still. You're
I
not
kind
gonna
of
like.
let myself die to break that stalemate because my attack button stopped working. So I was like,
Did you buy Kenshi Super Defense? But did you notice the level design changes on the Yari Foothills?
Soccer has a low score for a reason.
who are you talking to?
Connor.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I was reading the comment from "Be careful what you wish for."
Oh yeah, on Yari Foothills, the level design changes there. Basically, there's like a little middle opening now on those maps, or on the bases, and that captured the scroll mode, and then the Yamai base moved a lot closer because they were 3,000 units further from map center.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I mean, I'll be honest. I think with both these maps, though, if you wanted more combat, they could probably get even smaller, like just to make the runs even shorter and force like people to engage. I know that's not what you want to hear.
I mean, it's about what's best for the game. I mean, if it's there, I could see a reasonable way to just move the spawn and base like literally in this like open courtyard where we're all fighting right now, on both sides, and then it's like done, and then you still have 3 entries. Like that cuts probably 5 to 8 seconds off the route. I see, like, I spent 4 nights doing these side paths and making them look nice. But you know, that was kind of my fault for going that deep into the art without testing it first. On the Yari map, that one's a little bit harder to shorten, but you know, that map is still probably too big. Like I don't disagree with you. It's just a like level of effort. Is it playing well enough for us to be happy with it, or like no, we really need to fix it?
Well, I think if you want more combat, if you make the levels smaller, we could also go back to the rules of it, and simplifying the rules will also make it a lot simpler too, because then it's just like the more complicated the rules, the harder it is to get through a match, right? When there's more caveats.
I never saw that name.
A to B. So that also can potentially prolong your gameplay, not always in a positive way, I guess.
I'm not gonna
Who
lie.
is Best Nuggy Bot?
It's what's her name? Amelia. Honestly, when I first got in here, I thought it was an actual bot.
That would be a
That's the only
great
thing
bot
that makes
name
sense
to add.
me.
So I do
like all
like
the
that the friendly side is blue, but I don't think that like 20 meters out needs to be red because it's technically neutral territory and not really enemy territory.
What are you talking about specifically?
Like at your base, so it has the blue highlight, you know, to signify that it's friendly, and then like
Oh, like the big glowy like ribbon.
yeah, and then the red one kind of is a little confusing because it seems like I'm going into enemy territory, but it's really like neutral territory.
I see. I didn't even interpret that way. I was thinking that the blue volume that was further back was the capture volume.
zone, and the other one is the spawning volume.
Yeah.
That's actually correct. They're not really. They're really overlapping. In this mode, we probably could like turn off the representation of the class volume.
Yeah, true. Because you
don't really need to see both.
My camp in order to dictate it.
So the blue is the capture volume? Because I felt like I captured before I touched it. Like,
it probably isn't like perfect, but yes, the blue one that has the scroll icons like coming out of it is the capture volume.
That's the cap zone.
So on this mode, we really need to play the second point. So Yamai side let Hanako take the first one, and then we need to contest the second point and see if it lets us, like the Yamai team, capture our own point. That was a big bug we had on this level. So Yamai, just hang back and let him take the first one. This mode, the map changed too. A little bit. We'll see how that plays, and then after this we'll restart and play this mode one more time, and then go back probably through the CTI maps again to get some more testing on there. But no, this is all really good feedback for capture mode. So would you guys feel like you shouldn't? Are you able to see the glow of the bases like too far? Like you feel like it should fade out or something? Or you're saying that because it's red and you're going there to get the scroll, that it doesn't really seem like enemy territory because you have to go there?
I'm just confused on why the spawn volume for both sides is red.
That shouldn't have been that's a bug then.
Okay.
Yeah, it should have been like your side is blue for both, the other side is red for both.
No, so my side was red and the enemy side was red for the spawn volume. The cap volume was blue for me and not for the other, but...
Same, that's why I was confused.
But as far as the spawning volume, or what dictates, like, Hanako side was red.
Oh, okay. So chat has not been team relative yet, so I get that confusion because I honestly forgot that chat needs change. That's not hard to do. We have blue points to get, but our team chat and spawn square are red. Yeah, your own spawn square should always be blue. So if it wasn't, that was a bug.
It was red. They were both red for both teams.
Okay. Did you join late?
No, not for that one.
Interesting. Did it ever... It's supposed to, like, check it again whenever you die or change teams. Did you change teams at any point?
Negative.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
Same way. It was the same way for me too, Matt. I never changed teams or anything.
Okay. So yeah, that's not intended. It is supposed to be, like, nice and clean, like, enemy side's red.
Mine is working as intended.
Yeah, mine worked fine too. So yeah, I want to go back to those. I mean, every map has the volume set up the same way, so any map could get that problem. Like, are they fine on this map? I mean, the Yamai one's like in a side building now, so it's not as easy to tell, but...
I mean...
Wait, what is this barrier?
Yeah, here we go. Here's the bug, Aj. It just magically out of nowhere let us start capturing our own point.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why or how.
So,
like, we were just...
Did we get rid of this gate in the middle?
Yeah, Michael took out the
Yeah.
second gate and just wants it to be like a, like, crumbly, like, obviously not an objective gate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with thumbs down on that.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing like the white blocks.
Take the outside.
I mean, you know, the actual execution, I wouldn't make it look like a gatehouse that's supposed to be an objective. Like, I would, like, break the building and make it look like fallen bricks and everything. Like, it wouldn't look like a path you can go through. or break. But it's like even then, like level design. But also,
I guess it's forcing you to take the outside paths for once.
Yeah, you gotta
but-
climb a wall to progress.
yeah, there is stairs on the other side. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this layout period, let alone like that choice. So now Hanako's getting back. So the repro, honestly, was there were five Yamai characters standing on the point. No Hanako characters ever came in, and then at some point it just magically started letting us take it, which makes no fucking sense.
Could it be a autofill bot situation where
I
they
don't.
switch teams and they're still counted as the other team and it fills?
Maybe, but it's weird that it's letting Yamai like a Hanako bot turned Yamai. It still thinks they're Hanako,
on the other
so it's
side.
letting like right now it's letting Yamai capture.
That's the only thing that comes to my mind when you talk about this situation. I mean, obviously I don't know the rest of your code, but
It's possible.
Aj, why are you giving us lemming bots?
I hear you talking, but I don't care.
Dang.
Yep.
Mean. So mean.
Average. Do I make and design all assets and environments? Yes, for the most part.
What?
Yeah. There is some artists that help me with some little things here and there. But largely most of it's stuff that I made.
Oh yeah, they're questionable at best, so I'm cool with it.
Just like their creator.
Yup. Sketchy as F. Hey Matt, so you know that spot on the sides where there was like this lowered section of ground?
Yep.
There is no nav mesh in that section, but bots can run into it and they can't run out.
Oh, the bot death trap.
He also doesn't take damage.
Oh, thanks a lot. This map is like temporary art that like we do. We did a blockout level first to make sure the layout works, and then when we're happy with the layout, then I'll art it for real. But all the other maps that we play are
so I kind of like the
done.
fade in and fade out of all the names. I feel like you changed that.
It's not populating your name as quickly as it used to, and I don't know why. I didn't change it on purpose, but it's not the worst thing to have less clutter. Like I honestly could see an argument where like enemy names don't show up until you hit them or something, so you know who you're killing.
Did we have it that way before?
We did.
I thought
We
that
used
was
to-
on purpose.
We used to have enemy name and health bar only showed up when you actually engaged.
Well,
with
now
them, and
it is
was
still that way. The enemy health bars don't show until you hit them.
I don't see any enemy health bars when I'm fighting them.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
Do you have nameplates off still?
Several.
Yes.
Yeah. You do damage to somebody. Like, come hit
I mean,
me.
I get the damage numbers. I just don't see a health bar.
Really?
I'm not bothered by that at all.
You
though.
didn't get a health bar on me?
No.
Huh. That's unintended too.
But
I
it
think he
doesn't.
said he doesn't get health bars.
Right. But it doesn't bother me that I don't see them. Like it feels much cleaner in my opinion when I have the bars off and everything else because there's so many people on the screen. I'd rather just focus on hitting them all and stuff.
Well, so that's telling us that the option is good.
Yeah, that's definitely nameplates bars name or off is definitely gonna there's no everyone's gonna have a different opinion on those types of choices. I feel like I like having them, but you don't.
Yeah, well, I just there's just so much happening on screen that I try to I don't.
For sure.
Not to say that I don't like people's names and stuff, but
Cognitive load.
yes, sir. Man, you guys really took to that phrase, huh?
Hey man, some of us read and stuff. You ain't the only one with words.
I hear you. I hear you, bro.
What? Excuse me, what?
I hear you, bro. Oh man. Matt, have you tried playing with the nameplates off just to see what?
Yeah, let me do it. Let me do it right now.
Yeah, go for it. I tell you, I think you're gonna like it. It's clean. Just see the blues and the red outlines, and you just run around and whack people until they don't live anymore.
Yeah, for me, nameplates were always like an obvious enemy reinforcer, but I just turned them off. Like it's really not hard to tell who's who. Like I mean, I'm sure being Yamai with Hanako being red armored is a little easier, but I always use outlines anyway. Like it's super obvious to me who I need to go fight.
Yeah, it can be a little jarring sometimes when you're Hanako and you do run into like, I wouldn't say I never know who the bad guy is, but sometimes like the red that can be around stuff like spawns or something, that can take me for a loop real quick, but then it takes me just like a second to readjust.
Wait, shouldn't this control point be highlighted in red? Or
yes, but it's not because it let us capture it, so it switched to like us being the attacking team.
Yeah, but it's green to me.
Yeah, it's green.
The green on the outside hasn't been relativized yet.
Oh, okay.
I get a little confused because from afar, like through the map, the indicator that says capture, the time says 0, but then the overtime circle says 13. So...
Oh yeah, the 0 up top's not supposed to be there.
Okay.
That was the same 0 that came back on the like trees that has no purpose either.
Yeah, you can probably just get rid of that to clean up UI.
Yeah, I don't actually know what brought it back. There wasn't one previously.
That's right, I'm up here just slaying people. Yarg. Aw, finally went down.
Oh.
Is that Lawrence? Is that you?
The only thing I miss is I don't know who I'm fighting until I kill them and see the kill feed, but that's not that big of a deal if you're just like really playing objectives. But sometimes it's nice to be like, oh, there's fucking Connor, I'm gonna kill him real quick.
So, to that, what I would say then is, it sounds like what you need to do is get more granular in the
Like have like a name only
on and off.
nameplate.
Right.
It's not hard to do.
Nope. Just set it on Ajani. Tell him to go get it done. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's been super productive.
What I want to know too is if Yamai abandoned the point right here, does it give us the win when it shouldn't?
Yeah, can we actually take it back over?
Wait, that's the second time we've gotten overtime.
That was like the third or fourth I've heard it.
Well, you get the overtime thing every time you respawn.
Oh, okay.
Just as like it's set up to really be like a late joiner thing.
What you just said is no sex. Okay, cool.
Sure, if you want to take it that way.
Because...
I think no is great.
Yeah, I've
but,
heard it like 50 times because I keep dying.
Well, that sounds like you need to get some lessons from Susan Get Good.
I've got the most kills on my team, thank you.
You're welcome. All from me, probably.
Oh.
Feeder! Feeding!
Okay, that was a bad run.
I don't know, how's it to play without the health bars, Matt?
I don't mind. I like it. I mean, it's definitely like it's easier to focus in on a target because there's not so much text like flying around. I think maybe the name font could be a little bit smaller for the nameplate mode too.
Sans serif.
Okay. What about Comic Sans? Since that's like the ultimate sans serif font.
Papyrus. Come on now.
I think Comic Sans would really hit the stylized nature of our game.
I don't know. I mean, I always thought you could honestly get rid of the. From my perspective, you could probably get rid of the clan symbol just because, like, I don't know. I guess
you have
name.
enough other indicators there to indicate who they are.
Yeah, you got the outline and the character model, and it's the name.
Yeah,
over there.
and the clan itself. I saw somebody doing the Kenshi Super Defense, by the way. That's going to end poorly for you. But, yeah, the clan doesn't make as much of a difference when you're trying to slay someone. It doesn't matter. All that matters is if they're enemy or friendly.
The only time I guess it would matter is if you had like 3 clans. But then it would still just be another color, so then I guess it wouldn't matter anymore.
Do we still have an active bug for the like super red highlight
Yeah,
on your
got
own
it.
character?
Yeah, it is a bug that is on my plate. I like it a lot for hit feedback, but I can never fix it getting stuck on you. I probably should just disconnect it. until I can figure out the right way to do it.
I do really enjoy sniping from this corridor. I do not enjoy being chased by who I'm guessing is best Nagibot, according to...
Oh yeah, we probably need some like medium cover between the doorway and the point. This definitely is I think this point too is like the runs from both bases are too short for anyone to ever take it after a wipe.
Yeah.
I do want to go back and play the first point, and then if you guys capture it, we don't have to play this point again. But I definitely want to see. There were some movements that I want to check on that point.
I should see if Yamai can cap it with without actually being on point, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that bug definitely happened.
But what about for this point, though?
The first point, it's never happened. This one, I don't know what, like, if I left the point. Did Yamai get cleared of the point just now?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're not.
Oh yeah, there's no Yamai and it didn't end the game. So
yeah, because it's treating this point like I don't know what's going on. It sounds like a replication issue.
Like
this might be something that Matt would make sense to play on a listen server to see what's going on.
I've tried doing it that way too. I never was able to reproduce this. But
I mean, like here.
Oh yeah.
In editor.
Yeah,
you can just start a game. Remember?
Yeah, this is like almost as if the team ownership changed.
Yeah, and it's not capping right now, and we're the only ones in point. Overtime's not ending either.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart this.
I mean, we could also just vacate it and let the Yamai win.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah, just vacate the point. I kind of want to see what happens when that occurs too. It might just be broken. The point's completely empty and it's still.
And it was going up.
Oh, it's letting. There's a Yamai bot on it. Hold on.
No, it was going up map with no bots on it though.
Okay, so it gave you my victory for it being cleared. So it did basically switch ownership.
You know what? I have an idea what it could be. I think the winning team just gets changed and never changed back or locked or something. It's probably might be a replication thing though.
Like that, like how it changes the color for just an instant when you clear it and it's registered as a defense.
Yeah, fine, I'll fix it.
Yeah, which would kind of make sense that when it doesn't happen to team 0. It's also weird to me that it never happens on the first point in this mode, just the second one. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's your fault somehow. I'm just not quite clear on what that is. Somehow is.
Pretty sure it's not my fault, but you never know.
Well, that's where the somehow comes in. That's how I adjust my lies. I mean, don't worry about all that.
I don't feel like they should be able to kill us through the door.
Yeah, they
Is
probably
that intended?
shouldn't. No.
Oh, what?
So, besides the few lingering green and improper reds that I forgot about, now that you guys have got to play a couple of matches with the blue-red color change stuff, how is that compared to before?
It is simpler. The lowered cognitive load, basically.
It's a much lower cognitive load. It's like we bought the lower cognitive mode DLC.
Nope.
I went.
We just never downloaded the cognitive load DLC.
I went 49 minutes without one.
Oh, we actually got people in the Hanako team chat? Jeez.
Oh yeah, I think my bots are stuck or something because
Playing together.
Yep, they ain't.
There's a few up top on the top right ladder that they killed me when I went up there.
I see what's going on. They don't have a good navigation path.
because
they're not going to take the ladder. I have not fixed those jump points, which I see you have them jumping out of the hole in the. Yo, how are we getting during the tutorial? How are they jumping off the roof?
That was like a edge case. They worked by accident, but didn't work consistent. Oh god, no, these are not the official graphics of the game. This map is in blockout phase, which is in game development. We use like temporary assets just to like figure out like, hey, this is gonna be like fallen, lined up logs that make a little blocker or a statue or something. Like this is just real like faked stuff temporarily because we got to make sure the gameplay works and it's balanced and all of that.
You showed me earlier, is that like a new thing from Steam?
Yeah, the Steam playtest. I'm really stoked about that. So
I haven't heard about that before.
I got an email about it today, and I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. So basically, you can Steam lets us set up events for like tonight. Our weekly test and everything, but afterwards, you know this about us. I'm saying it for everyone else that doesn't know yet, or maybe they do. But it lets you schedule playtests, which gives whoever access. So we could say we're gonna make 200 playtest slots, and people can access the game for free during the playtest, and then when it's done, like they lose access.
Oh, by the way, Matt, I get those emails, so you don't have to forward
them
to me.
Okay. Yeah, Green, it's complete. This is completely like, we'll go to a map that's done and pretty in a second.
We're playing this point again.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna change maps. We don't need to play this again.
I mean, it is blue, looks like it's capturing the right direction this time.
To, like, try to progress it properly now that it has the right.
If it gets borked, we'll change.
I'm triggered by the fact that it's the blue on the wheel is not the same color blue as everything else.
Fair.
Did you just say I don't care?
No, I said fair. That'd be funny though. sorry.
I mean, whatever. He doesn't care anymore.
Sorry, Sabas, you haven't bought the Matt Cares DLC.
Fair.
You mean you don't care? Because fair and I don't care are the same thing now.
There was this, is there a player in here named Ninja, or is that a bot? I'm not sure.
We're actually changing to using blue and red green. The green that's left. So, we're making where the armor colors of the clans on the textures and everything are, well, it doesn't really matter what color they are. They are green and red. But from the UI perspective, it is going to be
there's a
blue and red.
Few spots on like the edge of the circle where
because people get confused all the time.
Like my person trips on the curb.
That sounds like you need the better balance DLC.
Pick up your feet one foot at a time.
Yeah, count your steps. Play it real safe. Don't be texting and stepping. But we tried really hard to make green and red work for years, and it's probably like, what the? I just died and went to spectate somehow.
Oh. Is there tickets in this?
No, I don't know how.
Well, score is still the same.
Well, there's a bug that we've never got before.
Yeah, it is strange, man.
Wow, I died so hard I crashed.
Oh, did you get the crash reporter, or did it say fatal error?
I got a crash reporter.
Yes, it worked. Click send it.
Wait,
and I sent you a message, or I sent the report.
Yes, yay! My change worked to get the crash reporter. It actually does go to us now, or it should, which is what we're gonna test.
Well, I was gonna say you should check that.
Yeah, I think the game just like borked out and put us in spectate. All right.
It did not, Matt.
Enough of this map.
Done.
Kaiser joining? Holy crap.
So yeah, the another thing with red green is that red green color blindness is the most common color blindness, and one of our developers was red green colorblind, and it just looks gray. Both look gray to them, so it's a bad accessibility color choice.
Also,
how
how much it actually matters. I'm pretty sure you're just using a box for UMG for the main menu. When you highlight over a button above another button, it moves all the other ones down.
I know what you're talking about.
I know most people won't notice that, but
no, they do. It's actually, I think it's in our bug list somewhere. Connor's brought it up a couple times too, and I agree that it's kind of it's like the menu
like quality UI looking feeling kind of thing.
Yep, that's definitely like a fix in July kind of bug.
But it's just because it's a box and you're moving all like rest of it down. I get why, but
yeah,
you'd have to make them all separate boxes or something.
Yeah, it's in one vertical stack, so when one changes in size at all, it does nudge the other. There's ways around that, though. But yeah, Green, when it came to...
Not sure if I've ever seen this before, but the tree I'm chopping down has like, it looks like a timer under
Yeah, that's a known thing.
Okay.
I mentioned that earlier. For some reason, so the UI object that does the like capture icon that had the timer it's not supposed to, it's that same thing's used for the trees. I'll fix it. Oh yeah, have you seen the health changes on this yet?
Me?
Yeah.
For the trees?
Yeah, they have way more health, especially after they fall.
Oh, for the trees. Yeah, I have noticed that.
But yeah, Green, I'd say the number one most confusing thing in the whole years that we've worked on this is people were always confused by friendly and enemy. They always thought they were trying to, like they were red guys, they were trying to attack their own red guys thinking they were enemies, so we did the outlines. So like if you're on the red side, you have a blue outline, but also this week we changed, I'm going to change it back.
Also, did you add the kill volume instead of trees yet? Or like dot
I have not.
Damage? Okay.
But blue, sometimes in game development, you have to kind of design to the lowest common denominator and the big, sorry, I was holding point to click and I didn't mean to, or trying to talk to stream chat. Sometimes you have to design to like the lowest common denominator in the biggest group of gamers. So you want the least confusing and the least amount of thought for the people to understand what they're supposed to do and who they're supposed to fight. So it's just one of those things. I like trying to be different and creative with color choices and stuff too, but sometimes you just have to go with what works. Everyone knows blue's friendly is red enemy, so make it easier on their brains.
He parried me and walked away.
Nice, merciful bot.
He declared me as weak and left.
So yeah, this is also a map that's done and actually complete.
There's now 2 volumes on BMI side for spawn. There's a red one and a blue one.
Okay, so it seems like it's like a sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't kind of ordeal.
I wonder if it's like the timing for like the apply on the color.
Yeah, it has like a 0.1 second delay because you have to it has to like initialize that you are on a team to know how to check against that team.
So it might be picking the color or checking for color too early prior to you having a team color.
Yep. And it's impossible to really know. I probably should like multiply that delay by like the world delta time, which makes it like frame rate independent and like network independent. We'll go to our I'm gonna go. I want you guys to see the blue-red on this mode because the health bars are so pivotal to like destructibles and stuff. So we'll go through the village maps and then I'll just let map cycle do its thing. So Green, this is our newest map. We released this in April, and this is a lot of my work.
It looks like here.
What?
It looks very windy here with the lanterns.
Yeah, they mad.
I spawned in. I think they were bots, but they just like immediately started leaving spawn. I did notice that their clan icon, the circle, was red for me at first, and then it switched over to blue.
Yep, it's probably just going to be like that always. It's the same thing as they need time to exist, so the game knows what team they're on. Then it's like, oh, okay, you're this team. Now I'll fix your colors. But it would be more polished if it was just right from the beginning.
But then it would be a higher memory footprint, I think, because you'd have to have multiple models now.
Well, I mean, like the
Oh, you have to have multiple player.
So it's the same thing. The pawn spawns. It doesn't. On the first frame the pawn exists, it doesn't yet know what team it's on. Then it knows the team is set on the first frame, and then it's like, okay, now you're team 0. Apply the Hanako material and set the outline color and all that stuff. But yeah, it is like an order of operations
thing.
thing.
Do, honestly, instead of it just having your model default to the Hanako one and then it changes it to Yamai, so you see that snap, you can have it just be like a glowy orb thing or something. Not an orb, but like some kind of separate mesh would be the default for the
Sashimono banners are going to be part of our item store
team,
once we're done with the game. That's something we're going to add later.
And you won't see the 2 separate colors. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to, because it's the same problem with loadout. It loads your, like, what skins you're supposed to have and then applies them. I do think that there should be like a spawn initialize effect where like everything's hidden until it's done loading all this right stuff. And
you just have like a ghost image thing or something, right? So you have your the default, and then it switches to whatever team you actually are.
And that lets us do some thematic stuff to reinforce the clans, like, you know, it could be like a swirl of ashes and embers and stuff for like Yamai spawning, and then like a little like pink puff with little petals for Hanako. Yeah, exactly.
Like spawny fucking kind of thing going. I don't know.
So I would love to do that, and I think we're gonna have to. So like just most games do have to do some kind of like.
You're gonna hear that a lot if this becomes a lot bigger.
Yep.
People talking about like, oh, you can see I'm green team and I see red before.
Yep. No, I agree. I appreciate the attention to detail too. As like if you see it as a problem, lots of people are going to see it as a problem. But yeah, a backstory behind this map. So our whole game is a tribute to my mother. She passed away when I was in college, and the whole game is a metaphor for her battle against cancer. And the Yamai clan is, you know, Yamai means like illness or sickness in Japanese, and this is their home village. So this village is kind of my artistic exploration of what if cancer was a samurai village. So it's very dark, it's very brutal. And Hanako's kind of, because Hanako clan represents my mother, they're kind of cleansing the land and like bringing beauty back. So that's why like the trees and flowers grow and Hanako wins an objective. And when Yamai wins an objective, you know, outside of their own territory, like trees catch on fire and disintegrate, there's ashes flying around. It's more about like death and destruction, much like, you know, cancer is a disease. So it's a very personal reason why the map is dark and kind of horror-ish in a way. Cosmetics, we are going to do weapon skins, weapon glows, weapon trails, helmets, masks, sashimono, which are like the back banners, and like emotes to start. And we also have the ability to do like full skins. Like just replace the model outright. Yeah, this is like the final objective. Also, if you're on the Yamai side, you're
regarding the status effects coming from ritual sites.
Yes.
How she brought up last week, I think it was, that you can't really, like, she didn't notice them coming into existence, right? If you had like some kind of animation with an audio cue, You don't have to put them at the. No, you put them at the middle of the screen and you like move it over to the map. I think it is, or what? I can't remember if that's how it is or not.
Oh, the gameplay alert, like where it pops up like relic capture, then it slides over and it's really small text.
I wouldn't say like that, but like I'll find it. I have an effect in my head, and I'll find it later because I know another game that kind of does it.
Yeah, I would love to see that because I think I agree with that.
It kind of spawns in with like a little flash of light, but like in a singular column, kind of thing like a lens flare, and then it scrolls outward.
Oh, that's cool.
So you could do that from the bottom of the map, have that little like flashy effect, and then it scrolls out, and then you have like a little audio cue, like a little like I don't know slashy.
Hey Green, yeah, I
have two separate audio cues, one for like the what is it? The can't even think. Like
come to our Discord and
and
let me know when that's you in Discord.
Just to make it so you know when you have a different status effect versus they just kind of exist and you don't really know unless if you're purposefully looking. Like I said, I know of a perfect effect. I can see it in my head. As soon as this test is over, remind me, I guess.
I will. Oops.
Is that all Hanako is? Doing it for the flowers?
They do it. Yeah, you do it for the botany.
You just want them pink trees? Is that it?
We should make skins for skins that are like gardener with like gardener gloves on and like muddy knees. So how's the like center flower on the HUD and the score blips is for like does that make it a little more clear than when it was like gold and green or green and red?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot better.
I think this mode is the most like clean to me for this.
Clan? I don't know. I feel like the clan emblem itself could still be gold color, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I battled with that in my head. I was like, I kind of, want like the bronze and gold to stay in there, but I'm like, bronze and blue looked. I tried it in Photoshop when I was making those little tokens. I was like, God, I was like, oh, it looks bad. The gold and blue look like the LA Chargers. The bronze and blue was pretty rough.
And other than the lotus for the objective like thing not being centered.
Oh yeah.
Anchor points, man. Anchor points.
So here comes my favorite victory cinematic. Cleanse the cancerous village.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, it is. So in our story, there's a Shinigami that's trying to manipulate the living to come to basically like kill in its name to bring it back to life or to give them life back after they've been possessed. It's kind of like what Cancer League takes over, hijacks cells. it makes them grow uncontrollably. Like so yeah, we made their skin tone like kind of sickly and stone-like. I don't know Japanese well, but I will take your word for it. Or by well, I mean like not at all, other than a few words here and there. I should know it better for just doing this project, but I research when I need to. Yeah, that needs to be... But yeah, Green, welcome to the community and our little Hanako family. It's sometimes streaming gameplay. People like the game. I do a lot of game development streams where I work on the game and just stream it. Help hopeful developers, help them out. And
kind of like how for the score on the top of the screen, that the icons are like black though.
Oh, like until it's scored.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like that. I was unsure if those worked or not. Oh yeah, the rituals.
It's a little more contrasty, so you realize it's like, oh, it's obviously not in effect.
Ooh, the rituals need to be friendly enemy relative to. I forgot I left those green and red. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I really want to do like we're gonna do an obsidian weapon set. And like a jade weapon set. There's some more like Shinigami looking skins that we want to do where the dudes are a little like crazier. We'll see. We don't really have like any character artists on our team. Like these characters were made a while ago and we have an animator that like keeps the combat polish, but we kind of need the game to come out so we can make money to get character guys or gals to make skins.
Oh, what? Okay. We're like all standing at the other one. It took me so long.
Did we defend it? We just like autopiloted to the wrong point.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god.
It was
that's pretty funny. We were kind of skating the line of like we have this spirituality, like mythological element, but we're keeping it
chilling,
like on the boundary of going into like mage classes and like fireball like anime-ish classes. We're trying to keep it in the realm of realism in terms of classes, but I won't roll it out. The closest thing to that,
and now it's stable. Wow.
We have, so there's 4 classes I know for sure we want to add. We want 2 female classes for sure. Kanoichi, female assassin, is the most obvious. Sohei, warrior monk, I would say is probably the closest we'll get to like a mage, but a Tengu class would be pretty cool. Like our classes are based on like weapons. So like the Tetsubo club, like dual claws, dual wielding katana wakizashi, crossbow maybe at some point, an actual like Yari spear as opposed to a naginata. There's a lot of things that we want to do with that kind of stuff. Maybe even an unarmed like martial arts, like hand-to-hand like judo fighter.
Oh, I didn't realize it until now that I'm switching between my light and heavy, but last game they were both orange. I'm playing as the pikemen. I know they're supposed to be like blue and
Wait, what happened?
yellow. My heavy, my class, not my, like my stances between light and heavy, they were both showing as orange last game.
Were you sprinting while doing it? Because
I might have been.
Because sprint goes.
Is that what that does?
Because sprint goes orange because sprint has its own set of attacks.
Okay, I think I might have learned something new.
I don't think the Q hotkey was ever on the HUD, but it was suggested, and we are going to add that name.
I thought it used to say Q next to heavy or light.
I'm totally open to suggestions there, because
maybe I'm just thinking. I don't know.
Like, I thought some of the Tengu and like mythology. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima? This class is probably like the easiest beginner class. Because they have a lot of health and pretty decent damage. He used to be more clunky, but we made him more like his attacks a little faster and his stances. I really loved all the musician like mythological side quests. I thought they were incredibly well done. Like, that's probably my favorite game of all time. Now I was blown away by that game. So good. Yeah, Tsushima is just such a great amount of like, they tie in myth. They hit it. They did it nice. They did a little bit of myth, but kept it like pretty realistic. I need to play. I haven't played the multiplayer yet. I only like. I beat the main story and did a lot of the like enemy camps that it reveals after. But I need to go back and play like the new patch stuff too. Oh, that's awesome. How many people can play the co-op? Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. I need to find a buddy that has it, that appreciates maybe one of our other devs, and play through it with them. That sounds like something great to do over the holidays when I take a little break from development. Dang. You guys are quiet tonight. Are you guys focused on that victory? Or did you buy the Mute Self DLC?
I'm focused on this victory.
Gotta get it. It's like, this is pro MLG, baby. There's no talking here.
Yes.
This is life or death on the battlefield.
Hanako Esports, here I come.
No, my tree.
Yeah, Susan Get Good doesn't talk in chat, so she teaches us what we need to know.
Is it gonna go to the forge after this?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh wait, maybe it doesn't. It should have, and I thought it was going to.
Well, should it have? Because it went to the village square, and then it went to our the cart over here, and then I went to the middle. Which
I think it's because if you defend the forge, you go to Grand Sakura, because the only way to get there it's 2-2 at that point, and because this is one of the other ways to get to 2-2, you can't assume that the forge is still alive after Grand Sakura.
Oh, okay.
Because there's 2 ways to get to it, or maybe even 3 ways.
Whoever won it last, you go closer to the opposite team or something.
Yeah.
So therefore, no, wait, no, because if we capped it, we would have won. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. It should have went to the forge there. So my village avoids that because it has 2 tiebreaker points. This map only has 1. So like, there's some weird ordering. I think that should be cleaned up before we release,
though. If it went to the forge, though, it would have been a loss because it was hard enough to defend the center point. So
yeah. That was a very poorly final. That was a good match for the last one to be how it was. So I'm gonna play the archer class in this mode because it's a. We're gonna go there next. So this map had a couple of changes. Really more in the background. You can see like my village in the distance now, or sorry, Hanako village in the distance now. Oh, what the heck was that? That was some weird collision.
Oh yeah.
Epic doesn't let you do mod support for like in the indie license of the game.
So is that gate that you break down?
What?
The Torii gate that I'm seeing? Or...
Yeah. But I mean, I got started in game development making maps for Star Wars games when I was like 14, like the Jedi Knight series, and I think it keeps multiplayer games alive for probably 5 to 10 years longer than they would if you didn't. If they let us do mod support, I would love to release an editor, but I can't. It's really their decision more than mine. I think they would be okay with it, but it's a conversation I need to have with them. I mean, we won an Epic Mega Grant recently, so I think they would be down to let us do that.
What up?
But yeah, the game's designed for 12v12, and we want to get players into the combat, so our maps have kind of trended on the smaller side over time, kind of on purpose. But I'm not opposed to making bigger maps in the future. I think every map was way bigger at some point. This map used to actually only be inside the gate, and it used to be a mode where both teams had a player-controlled VIP that killing him was the victory objective. But it's just like, it was never quite fun enough. So this is kind of like an Overwatch-style linear objective mode.
This seems... Oh, never mind. Oh. Is everybody fighting in the wrong spot?
Yeah, where the heck is everybody?
Dude, what the? Like half your team is distracted.
I mean, we're still on the first point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like next to nobody on the point. I mean, I do keep killing them.
Yeah, I was the only person on the point right now.
We're dominating you.
Stay on the payload, y'all. Ooh.
Oh no, I'm stuck.
I love the lack of like animations coming from that Nagi. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end up doing a min-max, like objective time scale for players anyway.
Must have seen you coming, whoever that was.
Like how the like Shimura Castle complex is, just there's kind of like 3 or 4 layers of terracing. This map we haven't gotten to the to actually like inside the castle yet. You do go in there.
Oh, rival. It's gotta be.
I also still want to do
Matt, once I teach these ninjas how to grapple, it's gonna be great.
It is. I guess we won that.
So sometimes
point.
my grapple thing pulls them like back towards me, and sometimes it stuns them. Is it supposed to be like a percentage chance that it stuns them?
No, it does. It's supposed to do both every time.
It's a short stun though in comparison to others.
Yeah, it's a really it's like a 0.5 second stun.
0.5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can do it way quicker than anything
you can do
else.
it way faster than any other stun. So.
And
Presuming
also,
and they're moving like while the stun happens. I think that's maybe a race thing too. It could apply the stun and then it doesn't pull you because you're stunned, or it pulls you and then stuns you.
There's a few times where I do the hook and it pulls the person like 50 feet behind me, like very far.
oh yeah, so if you're in, so what happens is you get a velocity toward, like whoever you hook gets a velocity toward the direction you hook them from. So just like Roadhog, you can hook and move, and then the person ends up.
I want to really do a
past you, or if you're
50-person
jumping
melee
into
battle
somebody,
royale mode that's a pretty large,
drag
like
to your location
Kyoto
in the air,
or like
then you
major
can
city where it's a lot of
move,
corridors and
so
stuff.
They go flying.
I do think I've noticed that it does that more when I'm running and I do the hook, and maybe it's my velocity.
It'll throw it past you.
Okay.
And then instead of to you and stopping at your body.
You gotta have the
I do it
patience
sometimes
DLC.
To throw it off of like. I try to take people out of an objective and or like throw them off of a cliff or something. I do that in Village a lot. Or
Yeah,
try to.
It's convenient to just, especially, so one of the easiest use of it is to get somebody off of one of the ritual sites, just hook them off, or if somebody's running around on one of the control points, just hook them out of it.
I try
Or
to
if
bring
you're
back
getting
the flag
charged.
carrier. I mean the scroll carrier.
Yeah, chasing someone and hooking somebody who's moving, across your plane is the hardest. But if you can, if somebody's charging you, you can just hook them and then it basically stops them anyway. So it's super useful to get used to.
And does it also act as my parry? Like if I just hold down the right mouse, but I don't throw it out?
A ninja doesn't get parry.
Okay, I was wondering if I was just doing it wrong.
Stun.
I think that would be really cool. Like I joined clans,
Or you grapple them before they
in
get you,
like
and
Counter Strike
right
and
in front
Jedi
of
Knight.
you
Yeah,
and
like
stun.
back in the day, where
Another
you have
fun move
your
is
clan
to
tag on your name and
sneak
everything.
into a combat,
I think
grapple somebody,
custom
and
Sashimono would be
because
really
ninjas have
cool.
Backstab, just lay into them so long as you hit them from while they're not looking.
That's like a secret meta combo. Grapple into light stance, backstab. You can like rip through some dudes real good.
Light stance backstab on ninja is like a lot of DPS.
Yeah, it's real strong. It's hard to do. It takes a while to get that down, but if you get that combo down, it unlocks a whole new level of ninja mastery. You get like your red belt then. Got like your yellow belt before. The pole vault Nagi spec is so good against Ites in this mode. I'm trying to stay on the payload, and I keep getting freaking pole vault kicked.
On the payload, we've been playing too much Overwatch.
You say too much.
I agree. There's the fact that I've been working on this since college for 10 years, and there's still not a game like this.
It's industry research.
Right.
Is kind of sad because the theme's great. But that's the plan. I mean, the Mega Grant is going to really help us have a good launch with good marketing and actually get the word out, which we couldn't do ourselves. And then hopefully, the more we make, the better we can make it and keep making games, because I think the sky's the limit. We have 2 years of content we know we want to make, if sales are good enough, and stuff like those community features, custom clans with custom banners and stuff like that would be really cool.
Oh, I like that animation.
Oh, it's so great.
Are there different animations that you guys cycle through for the same map?
Those are like pre-recorded. Like I coordinated and played all the parts, and like there's a system in Unreal that lets you record like your gameplay as animations. So I've made this crazy system where like I know the timing that the like hit's gonna happen, so I press a key that forced me into ragdoll and applied force like I get to fake like I got hit, and I time it with the dude dashing, and I play like all the parts, and then like set it up in like a cinematic. It really looks like Adobe Premiere. Like you just drag little tracks of animations and line it up, and so it's like a recorded ragdoll into a fall. It worked. It was an idea that I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can get this to work. But I'm like, I want them to cut his head off and then hit his body off the edge and have it like slip down.
Gruesome.
Yamai are a gruesome bunch.
All right, that was my last match for the night, but thank you. This was really good work.
Sure, yeah, thanks. Glad it made things a little more crisp. We're gonna play this one more, and then we'll go to Ite map to finish off the night. I wanted to get one more on this since we stalemated last time, and then we'll do the tributary end Gifu. You sure you don't want to stay for the ceremonial final? Oh, she's gone. I looked over at Discord like mid-sentence. I was like, oh, well, I saved. Are you sure you don't want to stay for the dessert?
It's like when you go to Texas Roadhouse and you just ate like the biggest meal ever. And you're like, you want dessert, sir? And you're like, no.
Getting
Yes, but
trapped
no.
on no when I'm trying to move.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Did you add stock drops hashtag RTX 3080 stock?
I did to our dev channel. I thought I might get alerts when 3080s come in stock, but it's like 3 minutes behind the stock tracker Discord, so it doesn't actually make it any easier. But if you see one and you want to snag you one, go for it.
Well, no, I thought this was an advertisement. I was like, yo, who just put this clown in it? Because it's just dumping a bunch of... But if it's on purpose, that's all I need to know.
Yep. There's 14,000 people in that Discord, so like when a stock drop goes, like they're literally sold out in like half a second. I've had 3 in my cart that disappeared as I clicked pay.
Big oof, mate.
Guess you gotta get good.
Yep, it's a reflex game.
You're over 24, so you're already at a loss.
No 3090 for you?
Those are a lot easier because the price, it's only 10 to 15% better in benchmarks for twice the price. I just don't think it's worth it. What needs 24 gigs of VRAM right now anyway?
People who render things, I guess.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Does it play the Crysis remastered on Max? I could see an argument for like loading raw footage into Premiere and like lengthy scenes and all that.
Yeah, it's only for people who like it's anybody who renders stuff or somebody who wants to do like 8K video, like, or just I don't know.
Or just preparing for it later.
Yeah, but at that point, other GPUs will be so much.
Green, I'm glad that you see the potential in our work. We work awfully hard on this for having jobs too.
Bleeding edge is really.
It would just
it's always appreciated to.
Equivalent to like a.
It makes it worth it when people appreciate what we're doing.
In like, relatively speaking, like it's still good, just not like a 3080.
Right. It's good,
but you got 24 gigs though, you know. Or whatever it is, but yeah, 24.
But I saw like I have a 1070 now, and the 3080 is like 200% better in benchmarks, and that's for like for like $700. That's such an amazing value proposition. Because I think I paid like $500 for a 1070 like new.
If you did, then you spent a little high, but.
Ooh, not enough.
Oh, so close, the boss.
Yeah.
Out of mana.
Mana.
You should have installed it and jumped in. We usually play till around
I'm
midnight.
using a paradigm that everyone understands. I love how the carrying animation is clearly not finished because he's just not moving his upper body and the legs are just like doop 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 doop.
I use that pose and animation an awful lot for it not being like a gameplay mechanic. You know what though, with rituals and everything, like the carry CTS I think would work now, but I know that you would punch me in the face if I wanted to change it. And I know you totally love when I try to shoehorn old tech into our game just to justify it existing.
No, there's nothing wrong with scope creep, Matt.
You don't love scope creep?
It's scope creep because we've cut it out. So to put it back in, it becomes scope creep.
Yeah.
And I like how you were like, what? No, that doesn't count. That means it counts.
What?
Yeah, we're not going to ever add guns to the game. We don't. Our samurai don't. Even though it technically would fit the Yamai to be scumbags and use guns when no one else does, we're purposely keeping firearms out of the game. I don't want it to turn into a shooter. There's enough shooters.
Oh man, timing was just off.
And Last Samurai is a big reason why this is a samurai theme game, and
you know what?
our samurai do not dishonor themselves with firearms. You see, at the closest thing to a gun we would do is a crossbow, but any ranged weapons we add would be projectile based. I don't want to ever do like hit scan for a feudal Japanese game. I don't think it would. It would be so hard to balance. It's my favorite movie of all time. Still, I think I've seen it like 100 times.
Reinforcements just in time.
How'd you shoot me through the bamboo?
Oh yeah, the ticket counters. I forgot that we should have played one of these while we had most of the test group. Even though I mean this is pretty straightforward.
What's pretty straightforward?
The ticket counter color changes.
Oh.
Yeah, at the top it looks a lot nicer in my opinion. Although the names are a little low.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about formatting wise.
Like the background and like the words.
Or the background is high. No, the text is low. So this map was 7 years old, or it's probably going on 8 years old. It used to be probably twice the size, and it's been re-arted a couple times. Usually just I do texture updates as I learn new things and technology changes, and Unreal gives you so many tools to make games pretty.
Oh.
Oh, that was out of range. I was all like, hey, he'll never stop me now.
Unfortunately, I've seen where the arrow came from.
We always play.
Like, I'll just hide behind this grass, and I've also forgotten that the grass can just go away if you turn your settings down. Which now I kind of want to play in PlayStation mode.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it, Aj.
I love PS2 mode though.
We should jokingly change MinSpec to say PS2 mode.
I mean, I don't think it'll work when we try to, if we do a console thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
PS2 / Dreamcast mode. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I liked our bigger maps, but you know, when you're trying to grow a player base in an indie game, you don't want people to be bored ever. So you need to give them the action in a very like spoon-fed way and let them get into the best part of your game. So if your combat's the best part, you need to get them to it fast. Attention spans are much shorter nowadays too. It's really quite difficult to design around all that.
No,
it's really hard.
Come on, man.
And people are confused way easier in video games nowadays. You have to like design like you're like teaching your grandma how to play games.
Ow. Ow.
There'll be different skins for it. This is like our original character artist made this weird European looking bow for some reason. It's kind of just like the only one we have. But yeah, I think the short bow and Yumi should be in here. That'll end up on the store at some point. Ooh, quadra kill.
All I could see was the logo, and I was just shooting at it.
Yeah, you didn't even have an outline for me. I just seen an outline.
I love the 2004 Battlefront.
Probably know who that is.
The Battlefront 2
Wait,
or
does
Battlefront
it not say
1?
rival above, or did it say rival above my head?
It did not, no. I have the nameplates off though.
I also turned nameplates off.
Connor is creating a contingent of anti-nameplaters.
Actually,
the newest
I
conspiracy.
Just have no hood, but that was me.
So is Yumai winning right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So if you have it in PlayStation mode, you don't get the particle effects, but the skybox changes. So it's like,
it gets like ultra.
2 hours later.
Have you ever played the split screen Mos Eisley mode where like you have a friend on Sith and you're Jedi or vice versa, and just like, dude, I could play that mode split screen for like days with a friend. That mode's so fun. And the I call it the Wampa Smash map, where you play as Wampas on Hoth and you just go like murder all the rebels and like slap them around. It's fun. I went back to that game recently, and it's the first time it felt super dated and broken, like not broken but just old. But I still think the game design for it's way better than the new ones. Though the newest Battlefront 2 really did a good job. I think it's much closer to the old ones in like a modern engine.
In Hanako Village, there is just like a red ambience near the stockyard.
It's like one of the tree lights is on prematurely.
It looks like there's glowing crates.
Yeah, that's the light for the flaming tree is turned on prematurely.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought I was like, what? We got.
Yeah, Vader choke is like the most OP thing ever. You just hold him and then let your friend come up and like chop him. But didn't they make the dark side AI so bad that a lot of times you have to like try your hardest? Well, we didn't use tab targeting either. That was like our like unofficial rules. Like tab targeting made it too easy. But sometimes even then it was Yep.
Hey Matt.
Wireless Secura.
So on the Hanako side, there's some bots caught in the corner here.
Ooh, let me see.
As you are facing the Yumai base, it is the front left corner.
Okay, like by the hill?
Yeah, they get stuck on that hill corner, but then if they find a target that runs around the back, they...
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, I need to seal up that nav mesh.
Oh, wait, hang on. It's right here.
I saw...
You see me?
I think... Hold on. Yep.
Man, we just put like 3 successive training hours on it. It was still up.
Whoa, what just happened? Did you just... Also, there's nav mesh on some of these trees.
Yep, it's super annoying. I think because like you want the trunk to like chop through the nav mesh, but then it uses the top of the collision capsule. It's super annoying. I think they fixed that in one of the newer engine versions where you can opt stuff out of like the tops of things. That'll help.
I just realized I can kind of cheat by turning on the nav mesh and finding spots that the bots won't come to, but the bots might still come.
They'll come up to the edge and like just swing. That's kind of how the
Ite and not a Kenshi. So
that's kind of how the design is now. It's the Nagi Nadashi is the tank class, the Kenshi is the warrior class, Ninja's the rogue class, and Ite is it's like the range class. But every class has their own skill tree. You pick you can respec in your base, but you have 2 skills that boost. Like it's a combination of stats. You have basically middle mouse is like a stab or an alternate action. You get a move that replaces that. It's usually some kind of charge. In this case, you can like sweep the leg with your bow. You have a double tap dodge. Every class has its own double tap dodge, and then 2 active abilities like a MOBA. Use the
nav mesh to find a way out of the map.
So you can each class you can kind of like work within the role, and so if you want like if you're playing a tank and you want to be able to chase archers. I think I already know where like the border exits are on this map still.
Oh, okay.
It's just we need a border pass before we ship.
We're burning down the leaves. Get out of here, guys.
Oh yeah, we need to make sure. We do. I'll show it to you. Right. I'll show it to you after the game's over. Graphics. This is our last match of the test, so I'll go to the leaderboard when I leave.
But not great. I mean, the graphics are great. 2020. Yeah.
So yeah, this mode is basically team deathmatch, but once you run out of tickets, it goes to players remaining, like kind of battle royale, sudden death. We're about to go into sudden. Yep.
Sudden.
Yeah, I'm going to still say that this players remaining is very confusing. This is like 9 players remaining, 2 Yamai tickets. You're like, oh shit, we almost got it, and then those 2 tickets go down. And you're like, oh wait, what?
Like I'm trained to know what it is because I made the UI choice, but it is when both sides are players remaining, it's not bad, but when one side is not players remaining, it is confusing.
I just got a pentakill. That was nice.
Also, the trees next to the shrine have lamps hanging from them, but when they catch on fire, they're hanging from nothing.
Ooh. Right.
He's such a farmer. How did she get 36 kills?
Damn.
Oh, and both deaths and assists.
Alright guys, thanks for playing, as always. Thanks for the feedback and ideas. Zabas, remember to send me the effect you were talking about.
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to find the exact one I'm thinking of. It's in a specific game, so I might just record it.
Yeah, that was a great test, guys. Thanks a lot.
Alrighty.
That was another really nice turnout and great test. Aj, I'll send PDBs from shipping since the crash reporter actually sent stuff.
Okay.
So I'll send you. So we have a stats section that shows your personal stats, like stored, and what class you played the most. Just we don't track a ton of stuff, but
all right.
There is a leaderboard that Ooh, I need to fix the formatting on this, but yeah, it sorts by kills. And if you're friends with the person, you can open this up and look at their thing, but it doesn't always work. But I can look at some people's. There's account levels sort of in there, but we haven't, like, we want to do that those retention mechanics, right? You know, daily, weekly challenges and whatnot. Stuff that helps players come back, you know, and keep wanting to play besides just winning matches. We also have what clans have won the most matches overall across all servers, and what classes have the most wins as well. And then the item store is really buggy right now, but right now we just have weapon skins, and you know, we'll have the other categories later. And then you know, I think I have like a katana in here now, and eventually I'm going to add helmets. Yep, exactly. And you can like check out the skill tree in here and kind of get to learn the class. You know, so there's a lot here still. I'll go ahead and show the tutorial. I'll run through it really quick. I think that's like the only map. There's some dual maps too. Like, I wanted, if our player base is small and you go to queue, it creates like basically like a little server that if anyone else joins, you'll just host a dual match really quick. You know, one of our artists did these little scroll paintings. Wherever you see a hawk in a painting or in a relief sculpture or anything, is a reference to one of our professors that passed away. So this game's a tribute to more than just my mom, but one of our artists did these like really awesome like scroll paintings.
And stab attack chosen from your direction. Now switch to your heavy stance. Cut these targets with different heavy stance attacks. Use the ground markers to help learn the attack range. Now practice your blocks. If you perfectly time your block, you will parry your opponent instead. Your first opponent has arrived. Use your training so far to defeat him.
Yep, I mean, you don't do an indie project for 12 years without a lot of passion. What's really crazy is on October 9th is the day that my mom passed, and that was the day that Epic told us that we got the Mega Grant, which someone did their research on our game and lined that up, and that was one of the craziest moments of the. I mean, that was almost a month ago. That was one of the craziest moments of the whole project for me. I was in my car, and you know, I kind of have my route that day. There's some songs I listened to that remind me of my mom that I kind of listened to remember her. And literally the second after that song was over, I checked my email, and it popped up. Congratulations, Epic Mega Grant recipient. I got pretty emotional. This is pretty awesome. We've had we released early access on October 9th by choice, and won an investor conference on that day 4 or 5 years before, so it's been interesting. I hope so. I think with being able to do a real release and have a PR company help us will get us where we need to be.
You have purchased your first ability. Fuji Hammer is a strong dash ability that stuns enemies on contact.
There's a lot of rejection involved with doing indie games, so the project is learning to deal with rejection and disappointment and people joining the team, quitting the team, publishers telling you your game's not good enough for them, and I think being good enough for Epic to give us money, no strings attached, is a pretty great confirmation that we've done something right. So I mean, we've been the ups and downs. It's like we got greenlit in 9 days on Steam back when greenlight was a thing, and then our Kickstarter failed miserably a month later. Then 6 months later, we win that investor conference, and then we get turned down by 3-4 publishers,
stat skills. Like health,
I'm always open to ideas. I can't promise that we'll always do them, but
blood skills.
I'll always consider if something's the best move for our game.
Moves that are different from
And
each
I think
class.
I'm a pretty open-minded lead developer.
Purchase it.
I like to. A lot of stuff that's in the game is because of the community. I don't have the answers to everything. Our team doesn't have the answers to everything. Players do know what they're talking about a lot of the time. Sometimes, you know, I also know what our team can and can't do. You know, there's 7 of us, and a huge majority of the work is on me or our programmer. So there's just some stuff that has to wait. And if gamers are patient with us, you know, I think we can deliver. You know, we're not going to be like a Smite or a Fortnite adding like 50 skins a month or whatever. They like, you know, we can't make content that fast.
This is the Ite. The Ite cannot block and instead consume to snipe enemies. Press Q to switch to fast mode. This allows you to kite from what you've been given 2 abilities. Press and hold your first ability button to aim. Good. Now press your second ability button to proceed to the final dojo to master your blade with a Kenshi. Open your skill tree. Purchase your master skill in the middle of the skill wheel. You have now purchased the Kenshi's master ability. It occurs in 2 stages. First, a short dash with a stun, followed by a powerful combo. Congratulations, warrior. You have completed your training. You are ready for war. Whether you bring peace or chaos, the choice is yours.
I really love that painting. It should be obvious what that is, but that's in the throne. Oh yeah, let me show you one of the best areas of the game that is a spawn area now for one of the teams. And then I'm gonna get off of here and relax and celebrate that we had a very good test. Yeah, I don't think players play too much outside of our playtest, unfortunately. So it may be a little tough to find a match with players. But we have AI on every server, and we kind of name them random stuff, so new players don't always know. Oops. Thanks a lot, RZB. I appreciate that. It felt nice to have a major victory for a change, especially going into the last 10 months of development. We really needed one. Like I felt like we've made a good game that we're gonna try our best to make a great game, but we still wouldn't be able to market it well. So getting that part, taken care of largely is a big deal, because we can make a great game, but people need to know it's great. So this is probably one of the best areas in the game, like symbolically as far as importance. The Hanako Castle throne room. Obviously, it should be obvious who that is as well. It's a really nice style of our late professor. A couple of the devs and I all had classes with him when we were in school for game dev, and of course the Hawk. And there's some really nice paintings in here. He did a really nice job. There's going to be a really big Shinigami painting in the center of the new map when we're done. We're kind of planning out what's going to go in that painting. It'll be fun. But yeah, that's what's going on. I wanted it to be a flower icon, and the graphic designer that did our original logo, she did make this by hand, but there are mon that look exactly like it. So it's just one of those things. But that's more. I mean, if you've been on the stream for you've been on since I think the beginning of the test. I think you've seen like all the maps. There's some dual maps too, but that mode's not a significant focus. However, I probably do need to test something that I changed in that mode. There's a few spots in the game that have like the actual like the like generic like Googled flower icon. I actually do want to test something really quick. I don't know if this oh, it does work. Okay. So this is the very, very first Hanako map that was ever made for like when we restarted the project after college. This was like, I want to make a little alleyway just to like figure out what the art's going to look like. And it seems like this mode doesn't work at all. So, but there's what it looks like. Now I know that this mode is very broken. Yeah, the Oda symbol is the generic one that we've had in different places. The Akechi is it is pretty similar to ours. I don't think it's going to let me get out of this. So, do you guys have any other questions or anything before I head off? As always, every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, we do a play test. We usually play all of our maps, including new work in progress ones. Everything that the dev team and I work on during the week usually makes it into these tests. And yeah, you guys are welcome. Usually if you're a first-time player, I'll throw you a key to bring a friend. We do it every Wednesday unless there's like a major holiday. And yeah, so I hope to see you guys in a test next week. We will be, yep, the next 3 Wednesdays. Thanksgiving Wednesday, we won't have a test, but otherwise, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys probably Sunday or Monday on development stream. I'll be working on the Hanako Castle map. Do I have the editor open? I do have the editor open. And I've been working on, so the Hanako village map is directly connected. So I've been working on doing like basically like a cardboard cutout. So when you're like way in the distance and you see the other map. But I always simulcast on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, so whichever place you prefer to watch, make sure you give us a follow on whatever platform you prefer. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have an excellent night and weekend, and I'll see you guys